course, Michael O'Leary. I don't have to introduce Michael O'Leary. And then shortly afterwards, we will have Philippe Cornelis, Director for Aviation, DG Move. Henrik Kolole sends his apologies, but we're very excited to have Philippe here with us today, who will tell us all about the secrets of the next European Commission and the agenda. Yeah, as well. I hope, but I really can't. But I'm looking at you. Michael, over to you.
Okay. Thomas, thank you. Distinguished guests, thank you very much for joining us here this afternoon or this evening. As you know, Ryanair this year has the honour and the privilege of chairing the A4E, so we thought we'd have a traditional Irish barbecue, which generally consists of wet weather, no tents, and everybody running inside while the bar is still open. So you're welcome and thank you. Thanks also to the members of the press who joined us today this evening for our press briefing. This is an important, time, certainly for A4E and for the cooperation between Europe's airlines. We're facing into a new European Commission, and as an industry, we're under significant criticism, most notably on the environmental front, despite the extraordinary work we as an industry are doing to reduce our environmental footprint. The air travel industry, in fact, low-fare air travel has been one of the great successes of the European Union. Philip and his team and his predecessors. We campaigned actively in the Brexit referendum in the UK 2 years ago, and it was very easy to go around, the pub was, what has Europe ever done for us? Well, you kept going low-fare air travel. Oh yeah, okay, low-fare air travel. What else? Roaming charges. Oh yeah, okay. So this is one of the great successes of the European single market and of the European Commission. And we have to continue to build on that success. There are challenges. I mean, you're all going away on holidays next week. Many of you, probably 30% of you, will have your flight disrupted because a couple of air traffic controllers won't show up to work in Germany or in France or in Maastricht. And we do need the new Commission to tackle the continuing scandal of the inefficiency of the ATC services, particularly if they are concerned about the environment. One of the ways to really improve the environmental efficiency of air travel is to get rid of all the air traffic control delays, which we think would reduce our emissions as an industry by about 10%. There are other challenges. Taxation. We're already we're paying enormous, we released figures today, Europe's airlines are paying over 5 billion in direct environmental, ETS and environmental taxes each year. In the case of Ryanair, last year it was 540 million euros. This year that will rise to 630 million euros. So we are paying enormous environmental taxes. And yet today the French, following the lead of the Dutch, are proposing to levy even more taxes on our customers. We can't have this double taxation, particularly of an industry that accounts for 2% of Europe's CO2 emissions, and that in the next 10 years will spend almost $200 billion investing in new aircraft, new engines, to continue to lower our fuel consumption and to continue to minimize our environmental footprint. We are investing very heavily in this industry. We are creating jobs. The other point I would make about this trend towards environmental taxation is it comes from the centre of Europe. Now, very few of the good ideas in the history of Europe have come from the centre of Europe. The Dutch believe you can take a train, which actually, if you live in Holland, you can. The French believe you can take a train, and if you live in Paris, you can, because it's heavily subsidised, although still very expensive. If, like me, you're one of the poor people who live on an island, or you live in the periphery of Europe, in Portugal, in Spain, in the Baltic states, in Poland, you don't have those alternatives of taking trains or cycling to Brussels. We elected some Green MEPs in Ireland, and the first question they were asked after they were elected was, how are you getting to Brussels? Oh, I'm booking my Ryanair flights straight away. Nobody suggested that they were going to cycle here or cycle back. So I think we do need some balance in this debate. We need the support of the people gathered here this evening. We need to have a strong pitch with the new incoming Commission that actually the more you tax aviation, the more you damage the competitiveness of the peripheral economies, the island member states, the more you damage youth unemployment, particularly in the Mediterranean economies, where tourism is one of those industries that creates jobs for young people, started jobs particularly in the regions. And so we would ask for a little bit more common sense in the approach to this taxation debate. The airlines are already heavily taxed. We are investing huge sums of money to reduce our environmental footprint, but remember, at the heart of the challenge facing Europe in certainly the next Commission is how do we improve competitiveness? And certainly in the tourism industry and the air transport industry, it's not by taxing air travel. by all means tax the Dutch and the French, but let the poor people like the Irish and the rest, the Portuguese who live in the periphery, we need tax-free flying so that we can continue to travel to and from Brussels to be told by Philip and his team what we should do for the future. Can I also say to Philip, to Thomas and the team in A4E, well done. It's been a very busy year. We have a huge agenda of work which will need to be completed between now and the end of the year. And to Philip, to Heinrich Holloloy, and to all the team at DG, I always get the DG wrong. Thank you for the support. Move, Tran, whatever you call it this week. Thank you for the support you've given us over the last number of years. You have been one of the one of the most supportive, I think, of the Commission towards this industry. We value the support that we get from you. We have, I think, through Heinrich and the team, we have people that we can talk to sensibly. We try to come up with practical solutions. You may not always agree with the practical solutions we suggest, but I think we have a very good relationship between the industry and the Commission, and I think that's due to the talent and ability of the people who staff the Commission. So thank you for your help and support, and that of the rest of your team over the last number of years, and let's hope it continues. I hope you all stay in DG Move when all the jobs get parcelled out, because I don't have to go and re-educate another team on all these issues. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, both Michael and Philip, for your comments. So look